Look like you get on really well as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Welcome to the Just Pull the Trigger podcast.
We talk to people who have made the pivot, whether in business, career or life.
And find out what happens when you stop overthinking and just go for it.
On today's refreshingly honest episode, we're chatting to Charlie Smith, co-owner of Workwear Innovation. Charlie talks about what success looks like for him. We share stories of what it's like working in a family business, and we discuss whether making funny content is good for new business or not. Even producer Alex was laughing behind the camera at this one, so don't miss it. It's Just Pull the Trigger.
So B&Q you started at.
B&Q I started at. Well, yeah, I had a few little jobs at school and stuff when beforehand. You sell kids shoes in Russell and Bromley.
Yeah.
It's a qualified child's shoe fitter. It's good for the add-on sales.
Did they have the machine that Clark's had?
Yeah, a little tape over and.
What about the?
Yeah, no, I don't think they had electronic, and I don't think there was a lot of electric in the building back then.
Okay.
And Charles.
Wind up.
Yeah, literally. You just you had to flatten it out and then say, "Oh, I think you're a 5.5 G," and then you'd go and find the shoes and we'd try them on, do a little bit of testing.
Yeah.
And that was probably my first real intro into like retail, I guess. Working a Saturday job for Russell and Bromley. Commission based, so sales, selling stuff. Aged 15, 16.
You got a basic wage though, right?
Yeah.
But there was nothing. And then
No, £3.
Really?
It was like £3.60 an hour, I think, for sub 16.
So was the commission more than your wages?
Yeah, commission's all right, actually. It's like a few quid per pair of shoes, and you could go through a Saturday selling quite a few pairs of shoes. Yeah, it was ended up being quite good, to be honest with you.
Double time in August.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to school. Yeah, work the week, work the summer holidays and stuff. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it was brilliant. Really good. And a good introduction into like talking to people and trying to sell to like parents, but also trying to like just make sure everyone was happy. You know, full family were happy with what you're purchasing. I think it was pretty good. And then, like I say, add-on sales, trying to sell account cards and whatnot, and you know, your shoe polishes and your sprays and all those sorts of bits. Yeah, it was a good introduction. And then went to work for B&Q. Managed to get myself a little in there on the application form. I had a person that I knew that worked there, so my interview for that went pretty well. So
all right, so you use them as AI?
Yeah, no, just use them as AI. Yeah, definitely. They're like, Charlie, come in, mate. We'll fill out your application form.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Mike. And yeah, worked there a couple of evenings a week and Saturdays and Sundays and double time on a Monday, and ended up working there through summer holidays, had a little gap year, and then went off to university in Bristol and carried on working for B&Q actually.
And what point did you go, oh, this ain't for me and I want to move on to, was it B&Q then to Workwear Innovation?
Yeah, literally. Well, yeah, it was actually. I finished university in Bristol. I stayed living there for like 7 or 8 years and went straight into management. So I did a law degree. Found it really, really difficult to get myself any work experience at the time, and wasn't really sure whether that was what I was supposed to be doing or what I wanted to be doing. Back then, it was like the careers advice was like, "Oh, you're really academic. Like, why don't you go and do this course? And why don't you go and study law?" And I was thinking, "Oh, yes, that's good. I'll carry on doing that." Kind of pushing me away from like any vocation that kind of I guess I wanted to do. And I think that was the advice of the teachers and career advisors at the time. But I couldn't really get anywhere with that, so I thought I will go in and do like a sales management course with B&Q, trying to get myself into a role there, and I did. Worked in like selling kitchens and bathrooms, running small teams, and then ended up working my way up to deputy store manager. Worked in and around the outskirts of London for a little bit. Moved in with my girlfriend at the time, fiance now, Hannah, and we. I wasn't really. It was going well. It was okay, but it probably wasn't going at the pace that I kind of wanted to at the time. And it was like
the job or the relationship.
Relationship, yeah, the relationship was gravy. But the job at the time was tough. It was really tough. And my dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, aged 48. Wow. So he'd been living for that quite a while at the time. So this was going back. I mean, what have I been back now? Probably moving into like my 8th year. So he was diagnosed with that, I think 14, 15 years ago. So he'd been dealing with it for a while, but was trying to work out like how he could run his business, but also work a little bit less. And he decided actually on one Friday night, went out for dinner with my mum, decided they decided they were going to sell the family home for a bit of money, and he was going to work a little bit less, work a few days less a week. And when he came back on the following Monday, Ian, who he'd worked with for 15 years, 12, 15 years, who was his sales rep, passed away on the Sunday. So there's quite a lot of emotion, a lot of decisions that had been made over that course of that weekend. And it was like everything, from being told one day that we're going to sell the family home and dad's going to work less, then actually now he's not necessarily going to be able to do that. But how does he manage his illness versus how does he manage his work? So I phoned my mum at the time and I said, well, why don't I come back and just run it then? I said, I'm not going to speak to dad because he'll just say no. He never wanted me to go selling stationery and office supplies for context. So, and I've been doing that for years and years. And ultimately that was kind of dwindling a little bit. It was becoming a little bit harder to run. It was quite micro. So it was difficult to kind of make any money on it. So he was always really anti that. And I said to him, well, I think it'd be a good idea. I said, I'm not really happy. I'm not really happy with what we're doing what I'm doing at the moment. I'm a little bit bored. I think it'd be a really good idea. So kind of like won him over and then went back to work with them and kind of just jumped into like the same stuff that they were doing, like talking to customers and the general day-to-day sales of stuff. And then roll on like a year and a half. And I guess then that's when kind of COVID hit, which was March 2020. And he went off to New Zealand for a holiday with my mum, come back and didn't come back to work. Because at the time it was like, oh, how does this affect Parkinson's disease? Like we don't know. So he'd never come back to work. And we ended up then purchasing the business off him in June 2020. Purchased, by the way, like didn't give it to me. Yeah. So we had to pay for it. So it's something that we, thanks Dad. Like I thought we were going to get handed this heap at some point. But yeah, bought it off him. And Tom and I have been we're trying to effectively manage it all the way through COVID. Like I say, do office supplies, but weren't able to sell anything into offices. So kind of like needed to do something different. So we spoke to a couple of friends who were kind of out of work in hospitality. And they're like, why don't we sell some t-shirts? I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll sell some t-shirts. So we started Workwear Innovation with them. It never really kind of got going. There was obviously that dip in and out back into hospitality. And at the end, those guys said, look, we can't commit to it.
Yep.
We're going back to what we do. And, best of luck with it, basically. And I guess Tom and I thought we need to kind of do something to kind of push revenue here and try and we need something with a bit more, I don't know, flamboyance, a bit more like sex appeal. You know what I mean? So something a little bit more pretty. And we thought, sod it, we'll go for it. Piggybacked off of like a major provider to begin with, kind of middleman in the relationship that we already have with our B2B customers. And then decided that in July 2022, we'd buy our own machine. So we bought our first embroidery machine then in 2022. And then since then, I've kind of accumulated that. It's become like the main focal point for our business. And yeah, Workwear Innovation is, I guess, up and running now. So yeah, it's been great. Sorry, I just talked for ages.
No. It's good when
Everyone's switched
I'm
off
asleep
now.
with my eyes open. No, it's actually good. It's always good when you get a talker because we could just.
I'm a talker, mate. You have to shut me up.
And
just interject if I just go too far, like get too into it. Yeah, just cut me out or knock me out.
So family business.
Yeah.
And how does that? I mean, everyone always asks us this question. When we're very different, so we complement each other.
Yeah. Like you get on really well as well.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about something else to say.
You're thinking about your question. All right, let you off.
Yeah, I'll let him off as well.
So yeah, is that similar for you, or do you butt heads with it? Is it Tom your brother? Yeah.
No, Tom is not my brother. No,
Right,
Tom.
okay.
Tom worked for my dad when he left school. He's good friends with my brother. I couldn't work with my brother. Very, very dissimilar. I couldn't. We wouldn't work. I don't think we'd work well together. But Tom's really level-headed. My dad doesn't have anything to do with the business from a running point of view. He's never been interested in doing that since he left. And he still drives for us. My mum works for us. Tom's mum works for us. My grandma sometimes works for us. So we still got like that family feel.
Yeah.
Tom's brother actually works for us as well. Better not forget Kieran. But yeah, it's quite a family unit, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
No one works harder for you than your family.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think anyone pulls in the same direction for you than those guys do. I really don't. I mean, we've been fortunate enough to take on some extra staff at the end of last year, which is the first time we've gone outside of the family, and they've been fantastic. But it's, that when you're like first getting off the ground and trying to find customers, I think like your mum like really working hard to try and produce the clothing for you to make sure it goes out on time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really, and making sure it's good, like the quality's good as well. And I think, I've had no problems with it. It's been great.
No, we
Apart from this fact, you see them every single day, and then you still get the messages of how are you, love, and what you up to today on a Saturday morning. It's like, I've seen you for the last 5 days. Like, can we just?
I think we're less sociable outside of work because I just see
because of that. Yeah.
Which I think actually is quite a negative, to be honest with you. 'Cause you don't spend as much quality time with it with everyone.
No, you're very much like doing stuff.
You know, I've seen you every day.
I know.
5 days. I don't want to hang out with you at the weekend.
I think that. Thanks very much. But I do find that obviously, like maybe the people outside of the business, the family outside of this, maybe suffer from that because we don't necessarily. I won't make arrangements with Paul to meet up, so therefore our kids don't see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
a downside to it, definitely.
Yeah. I do often think like, will I regret that someday because of that very same thing? I think because I probably take for granted like how much I see my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Is it quality time? Like, I'm upstairs like heading a computer for most of the day, and I'll pop down and mum might make a cup of tea or something. It's like,
I think
it isn't really like, it isn't great. I mean, we do make an effort like outside of work, but yeah, I think at the moment we've got it okay.
I think there's a line there though. I do think it could be quality time. I know you're at work, but you do still have a good
it's nice. It is nice to check in. It is nice to check in.
I know people don't see their parents from like month to month.
Yeah.
So in a way, you know, and I still see it as sort of spending time with them and seeing them.
Yeah, you're not seeing them, are you?
No, exactly.
No, absolutely.
But to your point where you say like family getting involved, like like our dad used to work in the city and he's up like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and he's in here at 6 o'clock in the morning, like maybe dropping boxes off or something. My mum's in, and they're the hardest grafters going. But
they're your idols, aren't they? Right?
Well. No, but they are. Yeah, their work ethic certainly, I would say, is second to none, really. Because mum's always like, "Do you need any help today?"
Yeah,
she goes, "I'm not doing anything."
Yeah,
selfless.
And if you say no,
she's
a bit gutted.
Yeah, and she'll be down here in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So hats off to them for that. But I think actually I do know mates who've got family like their parents, and like they may have had like quote unquote proper jobs, and they stop working and they just go downhill because they haven't got anything to doing after retirement.
Yeah,
and actually I think this actually keeps them going quite
well.
Like
we were saying earlier on off camera, like I don't think I could ever stop working.
No.
I think to myself, if I just cashed in and sold up or whatever, and then just went and played golf every day, like I think I'd be depressed, to be honest.
I think the novelty will wear off quite quickly on that, like playing golf every day or something.
I think like for me, like my happiness comes from a bit of progression, like maybe and building something, outside obviously family and all that. But like I think that's what I thrive on a little bit. And if I wasn't doing that, what am I doing?
No. What is your purpose? Like, what's the reason you do? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I'm 34, so I can't really think about retiring anytime soon. Certainly couldn't afford to. So I'm gonna have to be doing it for a long time. Yeah.
Well, people say about selling like buildings to sell, and I'm just like, what's wrong with just not?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
If you're putting money into your pocket until you die, and then maybe pass it down to your kids or whatever, especially in today's day and age, you don't know what's to hold for your kids. We've had
it feels very uncertain.
It does feel very uncertain.
Very, very uncertain. I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff that talk about like AI, and I've got friends that like a mate of mine, Jack, who's very much into that whole world, and he's like, I don't think anyone quite realizes like the effect it is going to have or is currently having, and the severity of it. And I think, what the fuck does that look like?
Yeah,
what does that look like for I've got 3 kids, so I don't know, what does that look like for them? I don't know. I've got no idea. But I guess just trying to work out like how I can position myself in this world to kind of give them like the best opportunity. I don't know. It's just a weird one. It's strange.
I do think not burying your head in the sand about it is
100%.
important, and learning about the AI stuff, because
if you're leaning into it and it's going to help business, I think it's going to help entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? No, we don't like that word, but business owners. But people are like, I don't know, like a mortgage advisor or something like that. Is that just going to go? You would
I
say
think
so, wouldn't you?
I
I mean,
think
like
so.
even like you said, like you did law degree.
Yeah, I don't think. I
You
don't
know,
think that'll
those-
be the same.
Those admin sort of tasks within law, that things are just,
No.
people are law firms are building their own AI
Yeah.
for this reason.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Like, so that the mundane work that would normally take 2 weeks is just like just let it do it in the background.
We had a lawyer on, didn't we?
Knitting.
And he said that I didn't even know this. Maybe you remember. He said there's literally a chat GPT been built just for like the law industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, it's called something else, obviously,
Yeah,
or you
mad,
get and you get a login probably for being
Yeah, it's
a lawyer. But yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've used it for a couple of like leases and stuff, and
Yeah.
I think it's mental.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing's mental. And I just don't think we don't know enough about like any of that stuff or how to apply it. And I think lots of people talk about like using AI in their business, but like, what is using AI in your business? If you might talk to it during the day, but how do you harness that to improve the experience for your customer? I think is one of the key things that like we want to try and understand at some point when we've got 5 minutes spare in the craziness of the day to day to try and work out like how can we actually use it. Like loads of people are talking about using it. There's all these people online that are like, I use this app and there's a different app every single day that auto edits a video or something or does something, and there's a new one every single day, and there's a reinvention of the same thing or the same open AI, and it's like I don't understand any of this stuff, but I guess we've all got to try and like work out like how we can use it and what it's going to look like, because I think it's no doubt about it, it's gonna shake things up.
I think it's really refreshing to hear someone come on here and actually go, I don't know what the fuck's going on, to be honest with you.
Dude,
like
I don't. Lots of people profess to knowing, don't they?
Yeah.
How do you know?
You don't.
How do you know?
You don't.
It's so fast moving that, like you say, one day is, completely different to the next day, and there's something new all the time. So you go, oh, I've just learnt this app. They go, oh, that's like well old,
Yeah.
This is out now, which negates any work that you needed to do on that one anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, just keeping abreast of what is roughly happening and stuff like that. I think
One of the
can really
things
do.
that like anything that's new and shiny and exciting, we get this with like equipment and stuff, and people like move really, really fast to like repackage and reinvent to keep the hype going, to enable to sell something, to sell an application, to sell a service, to sell something. And every time that kind of happens to me, I just kind of like just go back a little bit within myself and take a step away, because I'm like, I don't know, it just feels like very like boomy and like someone's trying to make a quick bucket.
It's Emperor's New Clothes sort of thing.
They do it in the printing world, for example. Like we use an application called DTF, direct to film printing. It's like really, really great because you can print on film, loads of different colors, small runs, big runs, doesn't really matter. But the technology is still in its infancy, say in the last like 2-3 years. So it literally moves all the time. Printers with more heads and quicker speeds and more color vibrancy, and it's like everyone in there, every man and their dog is introducing a printer and a technology and a film and an ink, and it's like, slow down a minute. Like, what? I don't know what's any good. I'm going to buy one and next week it's going to be out of date. And I kind of think like at the moment, unless you're like CEO of Anthropic and you know what Claude really can do for more than £20 a month, then yeah, fair enough. But I don't know. Do we know? I don't have a clue. But I guess we just need to try and work out how I can utilize it in the day-to-day of our business, and you guys as well with yours.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just like you said, getting those admin tasks, those mundane things. If it can do that to allow you to be more creative,
Absolutely, yeah,
do
100%.
something that actually matters to help the end user or your staff or whatever.
If you can shave off a bit of time here and there for doing some of the rubbish you do on a day-to-day, then fantastic.
I think the problem, or I don't know if you want to call this a problem or not, I'll just ask you this: do you think there's ever comes a point where you get a robot packing your stuff or printing your stuff rather than your workforce?
I don't know. If you listen to Elon Musk, then yeah. But I don't know. Do you?
I don't know.
How do we know? We've got no idea, have we?
I think
it's a weird one. It's a weird one to be living. I didn't. Yeah, if everyone was the same and just carried on the same for my lifetime, I think I'd be more than happy. I think I'd just be more than happy if we just had an iPhone.
Yeah.
We could do a bit of Googling and stuff and just stick with that. I would be more than happy with that. But it just doesn't work like that, does it? It just keeps moving.
Going at the fast pace of what everything's happened, I would say, I know we're saying we don't know, I would say that probably will happen.
Yeah, it probably will happen.
Because it will come to a point where, and and it's horrible to say, but like if someone goes, oh, you could buy this robot for 20 grand, and then you could get rid of your workforce. Do you know what I mean? And that is a really horrible thing to say, but that's like a bit of a,
Tesla are already talking about a workforce of robots that are going to be better than every single doctor on the planet.
Yeah.
You're talking like presidential level medical facilities that are available to everybody on the planet, and they're talking about that within 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, will it happen? Who knows? We'll have to wait 3 years, won't we? But like there's some crazy stuff going on. I listen a lot. I listen to a lot of things, and I still haven't got a Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Whether someone's pulling the wool or not. Whether or not all this can be financed, by the way, is another question. But without going into the economics of it,
I think that there's so much information out there now.
It's doing my head in.
There's too much information. You just don't know.
It drowns your head, doesn't it?
You don't know. I invest a bit in the markets, and like you listen to you just don't know. The truth of the matter is, just pick your poison.
Yeah.
Place your bets, right, and that's it.
Sometimes you want to go you just be happy just picking and packing a few boxes in there, wouldn't you, for a while?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? If someone said to you, let's just like slow down a bit, and same for us, like if you know everything's going to be gravy, and there wasn't all this external inflationary pressures and how much your food's gone up by, and you weren't constantly like chasing all that additional extra in order just to stand still. If someone said to you, it's going to be pretty level for the next 5 years, I think sometimes you'd be happy with just like, I'm just going to carry on and just enjoy myself, and we'll just do what we're doing for a little bit longer. I think there is a bit to be said for that as well. I don't think it has to be like all wow, but
yeah. I mean, we were talking about this downstairs. Weren't we? Like, I think for me, the way we grow, I know, I think you're probably the same. Is that I like that sort of base layer level, where we can sort of like gain momentum and push on, rather than some of the guys that maybe we even hang around with, like entrepreneurs. They're just like, I love the not knowing and the like,
like the jeopardy, like the fact that it could go all belly up. I always kind of like think about that myself, and I think like people like say, oh, entrepreneurs are risk takers, and I think I don't know if I am sometimes. I don't know whether I fall into that category.
Well, I don't like the risk, to be honest. I
don't think so either, and I think all your risks have got to be calculated. Like, see some of the decisions that some people make, I don't know if I'd make the same ones. I think going back, say 5 years, I might have done, but like I've got 3 kids under 5, and it's like I don't know whether I would do some of the crazy stuff. I do like the idea of us continually pushing forward and continually changing and continually being better. I do want us to grow, and I do want us to have more. I don't know. I see that as like success.
I think that's human nature, though, isn't it?
We want to push for more, right? I think we all should push for more. But I don't know. I don't think I'm like wired for like the wild risk.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about taking the unit next door that we don't really need, and for me, that kind of feels like a risk in itself. That feels like enough.
Yeah.
Like trying to find that additional rent every quarter for the next X number of years. When we don't quite know when we're going to need that space. For me, it's a big enough risk. Besides someone saying, do you know what? There's this company for sale around the corner. It's completely different to anything you've done. Do you fancy having a go at it and taking it over? I don't know if I've got the minerals for that. I quite like sitting at home in the evenings and watching a bit of Netflix or something and just chilling.
It would have to be for me, I think
that's admirable to actually just say that.
I'm not afraid to say it. I like from a work-life balance perspective. You hear all these stories of people that have like given up so much in the early years of their families' lives, and they're more than happy to say that they work 18, 20 hours a day and sleep for 4, and they work on weekends and stuff. And I think if that's the cost of doing that, I don't think I want it. And I think one of the things I'm probably most proud of in like with Workwear Innovation is that we are growing a business, which I think is going in the right direction. I think could be really, really good. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just doing something that is kind of normal. But it hasn't come at the moment at the cost of anything else. Like one night a week I go and film a podcast with my pal Matt. But those other 6-7 nights, I'm there for bed and bath time. I see the kids eating their dinner. I'm home not long after the other half's home. Like I do the school run, I do the nursery run. And I think I ain't sacrificing that. And Saturdays and Sundays are similar. You might pick up your laptop when you need to, like in the evenings or whatever, when the kids have gone to bed. But I don't know. I don't think I want to, because I haven't done it. I think if I wanted to, I'd have just done it. But I don't want it to be at the cost of that. And I think sometimes when you think about like growth and taking risks and stuff, it's like I kind of do want to do it, but I don't want to do it if that's going to be the cost to
Yeah. I
I
everything
don't think I
else.
want to risk the whole thing.
No,
you know,
no. Risk
full
the
on
ship
chips,
sinking. Just
exactly.
No, I'm not.
You know, okay.
Never been a gambler. I've never really, dabbled £2 each way on a horse or something, or have a pound accumulator.
Yeah.
But I've never been a gambler. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes those things are a bit of a gamble, but that doesn't mean I don't admire people that do that.
Absolutely
Like,
not.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I wish I wish I was a bit more like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
a bit ballsy, yeah.
yeah, a bit ballsy, and maybe that will change. I don't know. Maybe the circumstances will change, and I will be like that. But at this present moment in time, I want to keep pushing forward, and I want us to keep growing and learning and being better, and taking on more customers and doing more cool stuff. But I don't want it to be like the everything. Do you know what I mean?
At the expense of something
Yeah.
that you really do value.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
There's not. I don't think there's a right or wrong way.
No,
to
there
do
isn't
it.
a right or
like,
wrong way. How do we know? Again, it's going
Yeah.
how do I know? I ain't gonna know.
We're probably talking about people like the two Jameses, right? Martin
Yeah.
and Sinclair. Yeah, I admire massively both.
So do
of
I.
those.
Fascinating.
And I spoke to about this really. Like, would you want to be? Do I want to be them? Probably not.
No. Could I do with it? But I don't think I could.
Yeah,
No.
and I think James was on the podcast and he was like, it has affected like his family life and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is fine. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to
No.
do it if that's what you want to do. But I think I'm on your bus, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's how I feel at the moment. I'm just like that's where it's
There's
been
progression.
At. I love going to work and I love doing stuff and I do enjoy it. And like I say, I really want to push us forward. I got that drive, but I think you can have both.
You can.
I think you can
definitely
have both.
can.
Not people say you
yeah.
can't have one or without the other. If you want super success, you have to sacrifice stuff in your family life, and I
Yeah.
don't think that's the case.
No.
Or at least I'm not gonna let it be the case.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
You
we're-
can let it tip over the edge just
Yeah.
a bit too much, I think.
so.
Yeah, we'll take a little bit of a. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
We take a little bit of a risk and we'll go like, okay, like if this don't work out, maybe we just have to. Worst case scenario, not get paid one month or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And that's on us. It's
Yeah,
not like literally like sink my battleships situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you were saying, like, you obviously get to see the kids in the morning and the evening. I mean, I know people who work in the city who don't get to
I know, right? And they don't work for themselves.
No.
No, they work for
So I
someone
think
else, isn't that?
working
Yeah.
for yourself and having a business, there is that perk of it as well.
Yeah.
There's no one's breathing down your neck saying you've got to be in at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No,
mate.
and I think that's what I quite like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
He
actually,
probably does say, doesn't he?
What's that?
Breathe down his neck and
Oh, yeah,
say, "Where are you? Why aren't you here yet?"
Where the fuck are you? No, do you know what? I was actually speaking to one of my mates who works in the city, and he earns decent money.
Yeah.
Right. I think he said to me he's on like £500,000 a year. Right.
Decent, yeah, decent. Man.
But then he went, this is how much I get in my pocket, right? And it wasn't a lot because trains,
Yeah.
tax,
Yeah.
living up in London, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
actually like, I'll go out, all that sort of stuff. And it's when he's getting on the rattler at 5 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
and then getting home at 7 o'clock at night,
He misses all the good bits.
Yeah.
And he's fucked when he
Yeah,
yeah.
knackered. Yeah, you've got to be able to strike a balance. I
you
think.
definitely have.
I think you really, really have. But yeah,
Sometimes I don't feel like that when you got like 3 kids at you, like,
no. Oh, no, yeah. There are definitely those moments. I've got 4.5-year-old and 2-year-old twins. So
oh wow.
yeah, we are in the deep end.
Oh,
of
at
that
the
one.
storm.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So do you just like your missus there all kicking off and then you go, bye darling?
Yeah,
and run out?
yeah. I mean, I think we both juggle it really, really well. She works full time, and so we kind of both have to muck in, but
Yeah.
it is hard.
Yeah.
yeah. You got screaming kids all the time, and that's just the time of the lives, time of our lives that we're in at the moment. So it's just get through that, but I wouldn't change it for anything. It's really, really good. There's times when you Monday comes along. I mean, quite often after a weekend, you feel like the 2 days are quite full on, and Monday morning comes along, and you're like, just let me sit in this chair for a bit and no one talk to me for a while, and let me just have a little chill out. But
I always say I'll go to work for a rest.
rest, yeah, so that classic phrase.
Yeah.
I do feel a bit like that. Less so recently for some weird reason. I don't know why. I don't know. It's everyone becoming a little bit more independent, and I know a few more words coming out and stuff. And I don't know. I'm really quite starting to enjoy the time a little bit more.
You're getting back from them a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, I've tried to gone through a stage of the last 2 years sleep wise has been just shocking, and I think it really it does. We all know it really affects you.
Yeah.
But recently, taking a little bit of a conscious effort to try and make sure Just get to bed. Just go to bed.
Yeah.
Get on with it instead of like that. You know, that messing around when you're just like what
The 2 hours of
2
like,
hours
I'm going to go to
TV,
bed now.
yeah, and
It's
don't do
11:30. You're like,
yeah,
what
and
am I doing?
and it's like, what am I
Love
doing?
Island's on.
Yeah, what am I doing? Like, why am I wasting? Because you want your time, you want to take control of you, and that's the time when you feel like it's yours. It's like you kind of like try and prolong it, don't you? But it's like get to the stage like, what am I doing? What's the point? I'm waking up and I feel like death.
Yeah.
You know, and so that I think that's definitely made a positive impact on like how I see my time with the children and stuff. It's like actually quite, you know, it's good fun. It's like it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying it's easy. It's absolute mayhem. But I don't know. You just feel a little bit more better about doing it than maybe it's like, oh shit, how do I get through this weekend? Like,
Yeah.
and get through to Monday. Like, how do I survive it? But
I think it's a great point in general that's come out of this chat so far is that like you see a lot of this stuff online with other entrepreneurs, right? And again, I'm not saying that they're in the wrong, but like it comes across like this is the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be this way. And there's loads of ways of being successful in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And what is success in your eyes anyway? Is it
Yeah.
the cash? Is it oh, I've got like so many staff or whatever, or is it I've got a lovely family, I've got a nice
got money in your
I've got a
pocket.
business that gives me a nice lifestyle.
Yeah.
We can go on holiday and all this sort of stuff. That's success in itself, you know?
yeah, definitely. I've struggled particularly in the last 2 years since the arrival of the twins, where I felt that we're really at the coalface like all the time. I've struggled to like interact and watch and take on board things from people that just say like, just get up earlier or just do this. Like, I had to like, you know, like the Hormozis of the world and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like just work harder. I've slept on a gym floor. I've like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, brilliant,
Yeah.
mate. But have you got any kids?
Yeah.
I, mean, I don't even know if he has, but like,
I would say no, I don't know.
don't think
do you know what I mean? It's like, it's okay. It's people are really quick to like preach their own situation.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to work harder. You just need to do that. And I think sometimes there is the like, just get on with it and work a bit harder. I get that. But I just think, I think you don't know my situation. You don't know how I'm feeling on this day. Just kind of leave me the fuck alone. I kind of just get through what I can get through, and that's all I can deal with. Started running for a bit, and then it's like fell by the wayside. And Matt always like digs me about going out for a run, calls me like 0 km Charlie and stuff. And it's like, oh, I just can't be like arsed with it. Like, days are long and days are hard, and it's like it's the last thing I want to be doing right now. So I'll just do it when I can, and that's okay. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to just do what you're doing sometimes and just get by, because
Definitely.
there'll be another avenue, an opportunity for you to go harder again. And when you feel up to it and ready for it, you'll go again. It doesn't have to be like all the time, I don't think.
No.
Especially
I think if you're redlining every day as well,
Yes.
like
That's exhausting.
yeah,
Yeah.
you burn out and you'll just
But I don't want anyone to think I'm dead set on trying to grow this thing we're trying to grow. And like that, I really want to do it. I really want to do
You're
it.
34 as well, mate. That is,
Yeah.
like, you know,
I still feel like I've got a few years.
you're a baby in this grand scheme
yeah,
of things, isn't you?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's when you have to listen to Gary V. When he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you're 70 years old. He goes, you just fucking started. And you're like, have I fucking ever?
Great impression.
Yeah. I've been at it for 30 years.
That was really good. I enjoyed that one. That was good. But yeah, I like talk about like what success looks like and stuff. It's like I've seen my dad work to a point or try and plan working to a point and not being able to get there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be like him. That's kind of like my motivator. I'm not going to be like that whole need to retire early, or if I do need to retire early and it not being quite part of the plan. Like, I know I've got a destination that I've got to get to in order to make it like financially viable for me and for the rest of the family and stuff. So that's kind of like my motivation for succeeding. Like, I'm not going to be that, but I'm also not going to do it at the complete detriment of everything else. Like, be completely set on just growing business. Like,
Yeah.
can't do it.
No, you got to have some fun doing it as well, I think.
I think so, yeah. We definitely have some fun doing it.
Oh, you can see it from the video.
Yeah, we have some fun doing it. I think that's all part of it, right?
Yeah.
Where did the videos come from? Like, was it because is it from your personality and you just went, let's do this, or?
Oh, I talk a lot, as you can probably tell. Like,
No,
always
really?
been quite like extrovert, I guess. And I think like in my younger years, that probably came across as like a little bit of, I don't like the word arrogance, but it probably did seem like that to a lot of people, particularly when I was younger. So I've always been quite out there and outgoing and stuff anyway. And just when we started Workwear Innovation, it was like, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're doing something that people have been doing for a long, long time. And it's come about because we need something to do. People are in our area. We're not providing a good service. We waited an awful long time for two jackets and 7-8 weeks to get them, and you think that can't be right.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a market here for us to go into, and that's kind of like where it's born from, and I just think that's just like I lost my train of thought a little bit there. I don't know. I was kind of waffling, but that's where it started, and it was like we need to be something different. We can't be like everybody else.
Yeah.
So I said, Tom, we need to do some videos. That's what we're talking about, videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got back. We need to do some videos. He was like, oh, do we? Like, don't really. And he's very anti it to begin with. And I was like, we've got to do something different. We designed our website to be a little bit fun, which I think suited us at the time when we were trying to like gain a little bit of local market share, but probably doesn't suit us so much now. But yeah, we just thought, let's just go and have some fun with it. Social media is apparently the thing to go for. We've entertained quite a few people. We don't have loads of followers at all by any stretch of the imagination. We have some really good ones that use us and talk about us and spread the word of us. And I think that works. I think it really works. And it's basically our only form of marketing.
It's you're trading attention. You're grabbing attention.
That's what everything.
That's
when
what
social media is, right?
Exactly. When you're scrolling, you've got to stand out.
Yeah.
There's so much going on, isn't there? So I do think that I think the funny videos are brilliant. Honestly.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. It's nothing original. It's just kind of using other
You
people's
just-
ideas,
exactly,
putting your own
yeah.
spin on it. I think that's
Exactly.
like one thing people don't realize. Like,
Yeah.
I watch a lot of I listen and watch a lot from James Smith on YouTube talking
Yeah.
about content. And his advice is just go and do it. Just do it. Just what are you waiting for? Isn't it? You're all everyone's waiting for perfect or not great on camera, but you just need to get out there and do something. It's like just own it, do it, put it out there, go again. And I think that's kind of like what we're trying to do. And I don't think we do anywhere near enough of that stuff.
No.
Because that's one of the things that winds me up the most about like running a small business is like you're very much in the day to day, and as much as you try and like claw yourself away from it, you can't help but just getting stuck in it. Talking to a customer, like, and that's the main crux of our business. That's what I'm there to do. But I still want to be like doing more of this stuff because I know that it works.
Yeah.
But I do. It's good to have fun as well, isn't it? It's
Oh,
like,
definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus Christ, you've got to spend so much time here. Like, you might as well enjoy it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like you say, you spend more time here than you do.
Yeah,
at home.
definitely.
Yeah, sadly, but that is the
That
reality
is
of it.
reality. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But
And with the funny content, I mean, we said that we were going to do more funny stuff, but
We backed off a little bit because
we did back off.
we're probably
you're worrying what it looks like.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So do you ever get that feeling like, oh, do you think people are just going to consider us as jokers? Or
I think a little bit. I think there, like, again, this goes back to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what negative impact it's having by doing that. I only know.
Do you want them customers?
I don't know if I do. No.
No. Do you want somebody who can't take a joke? Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think I do. I think that is definitely what it boils down to in a way, is because when you work in B2B, a lot of the stuff you're doing is very much like relationship based.
Yeah.
And actually it's very easy to do business with people when the relationship you've got with them is really, really good. And you can have a real honest conversation and say, look, I can do this for you, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay, Charlie, not a problem. Like, we'll go elsewhere this time or whatever, but we'll come back to you next time. And you can be really open and honest. If something fucks up, you can just say to him, look, I've ballsed it. Like, we need to go again. I'm really sorry. The delivery's not going to be with you today, but we'll sort it. No problem. Thanks for letting me know. Those relationships are really, really important. I think if you're working with people that are not reciprocal to that kind of relationship building, then I don't know if you do. And I think that's like, I mean, you guys are very much like in the e-com space.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that like puts me off that a little bit. We're very much like B2B.
Yeah.
We go out there, we build relationships, we try and do what we can. We offer, different ranges. Is there anything else we can source for you, et cetera, et cetera. And we build relationships that way. And I think that's probably one of the reasons we've like kind of, I think we'll have to adapt and adopt it at some point. Don't get me wrong. But that whole like keyboard warrior stuff, like where someone's not happy with something and you think there was nothing wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whereas, if you've built that relationship with a customer face to face or over the phone or via email or whatever, and they kind of know you and trust you, it's like, if I'm a bit more happier for them to like say, what's happened here, I'm not happy with that. You like help them a little bit more because you know that next time is coming, etc. But that's but to answer your question, I do think about it.
I definitely think that the positives outweigh the negatives.
Yeah,
in that.
definitely.
So I think just roll with it, to be honest. Because Paul said to me, he goes, you'd deal it with him, wouldn't you? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you just feel like you've got that sort of rapport with someone.
Yeah.
Just through you laughing and watching their stuff.
I think you've got to back it up with something, though, haven't you?
Yeah,
you've
but like
got
I said, you look at your Google reviews, you got 5 stars.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, they're not just piss takers. And
Yeah,
they're just,
absolutely.
You know, just
Yeah.
having a bit of fun.
But I think, and again, it goes back to like how many times do you post in a day, blah, 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 or how many posts it's unlimited.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to just be that content.
Yeah.
And that's on me to then say, right, well, there's 7 other days in this week or 6 other days in this week. We've only posted once a day. We can portray another message in another post.
Yeah.
We've just got to get on and do it. So it doesn't have to be like one or t'other.
Yeah.
It's like on us and on me particularly to be like, well, just get out there and make some stuff, just film some stuff, just talk, and I'm guilty of not doing that enough for sure. Like I need to do way more of that.
Do you do any personal stuff?
Yeah, so I've just started like a personal branded page, the self-proclaimed workwear expert, where like I just try and like talk and advise and identify different ranges and what the problems are. And we're going to be doing like a few. We posted one video to YouTube. It's got loads and loads of views. I think it's got 60. Just like identifying like what we believe to be the top 5 mistakes people make when they order workwear, and we're just going to do that. Like do more. I'm just going to commit to it, like a couple of months.
It doesn't matter about the views.
No,
because it's when someone searches for something and then sees it. You know,
absolutely.
like we do.
And
this,
I enjoy doing it.
yeah.
So
I started up a like a warehousing sort of tips thing.
Yeah.
It's called like the Smarter Warehouse. And I've got 27 subscribers, so watch out.
way more than me.
Well,
maybe 28 after today.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
yeah. And I some bloke, no, I was going to say some bloke, his name's Alex, he reached out to me, he's in Spain, he was like, oh, can you do some consultancy for me? And I was like, yeah, of course I can. That's kind of like what I wanted to do
Amazing.
from it. And it's like, I've got 27 subscribers.
Yeah, the
so
power of it is crazy, isn't it,
like
right?
you said, it doesn't matter if you've got like 60 people watched it.
That's what
You only have to have the right person to
100%.
watch
Your
it.
your audience is your audience, and as long as your audience is the right audience, then it doesn't matter how many people talk to.
Exactly.
people stop doing it because they get no engagement.
I know, yeah.
But like, all it takes is one person.
Yeah.
Right. And you might get a 10 grand order for you. Now.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said. I don't care if it's viewed right. If I get if I just get one customer every couple of videos, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Because it'll pay again and again and again. It pays 100-fold.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer not to do it. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how many people view
No,
this
it's
stuff.
just a time and effort.
I mean,
isn't it?
more often than not, we post on TikTok and it's like 90 views, 212 views, and I think, do you know what? That was a really good video. Like, I filmed that really well. Like, actually, I've taken a lot of time on that one. Like, leave me alone. And it'd be seen by like 212 people. But I don't know. Have you ever stood in a room in front of 212 people? It'd be quite a few people standing in front of you. And it's like, maybe they're not the right people. Maybe they're not. But it might be seen by one person that might be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what it is.
And Paul said, like, I think once he goes, like, how many things do you actually hit like on?
I never.
No, you don't. But you've still consumed it, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
aware of it.
So someone will see it.
Yeah.
You know, some
That is
if some
true.
people go, oh, I saw your podcast.
Never
go,
thought of it like that.
Oh yeah. Always people go, oh, I've been listening to your podcast. Like, have you?
Yeah, yeah.
The numbers don't look like
No.
that.
yeah.
No.
You don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah, that's a real good point, actually. I've never kind of thought of it like that.
And
But,
also,
yeah.
to your when you said, "Oh, Workwear Innovation, we don't have many followers," I was like, "But realistically, like I see people like I was driving behind like a plumber. It's like follow us on Facebook. I'm not going to follow you on Facebook.
No.
mate. So like, if you are funny, then people will. That is where people will go.
Yeah.
That's
we'll
why the
follow you."
volume
Yeah.
of content.
But that
needs to be
association
there.
with what you do, like they're going to remember what you
Yeah,
do. If you're
exactly.
showcasing what you do and you're out there and you're doing it regularly, it's like every time something happens, people are going to think, or every conversation they have, they think, oh, I need to get some T-shirts for this
Yeah.
event or
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. Then it's like, well, actually, these guys do that.
Yeah.
I've seen their stuff on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I think,
Yeah.
that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely like the podcast, right? So we had our solar panels done, and I got in contact with a guy that I saw on James Martin's podcast,
Yeah.
right? Then we had, do you know, I don't know if you know Harry from Garage Style.
I actually subscribe to his YouTube
Right,
channel.
okay.
Yeah.
So he come on the podcast, and then his dad has got a company who needed some fulfillment.
Yeah.
So he's one of our clients now. It's just like,
Yeah,
you know,
those relationships.
if nothing else,
It's amazing.
right, that's what's happened from
Yeah.
from coming from it.
And I feel like that with podcasts too.
But yeah,
I see it as therapy.
yeah.
Like it's a lonely place to be. Like being,
You can't talk to your mates who live in that work in London about they don't get
they
it.
just don't get it.
No.
No, my mates like see I work hard, but you know they still go to the pub at 3:00 on a Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like it's not quite like what we're trying to do here.
Were you ever embarrassed because one of the questions I had written down, were you ever
Yeah.
embarrassed when you started, like telling people what you're doing? Because I think maybe a bit different for us, but my mates used to go, they didn't get it. They were like, so hang on a second, you sell guitar strings online? And I'm like, yeah. And they went, and that's your job?
Is this your full-time gig?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I've never
Probably a bit different for you.
Yeah.
It's a bit more mainstream, I suppose.
Yeah, I've never really. I do. We do. This is another conversation we had a couple of weeks ago, saying like, how do you describe yourself? Like, what do you do? And like, I've always struggled to be like, I'd be like, yeah, we just, we put prints and embroidered t-shirts. All right. And I sometimes I've struggled with like saying like that and tried to practice it a little bit more and stuff. I've never like been embarrassed. I don't really care. I was never embarrassed when I worked for B&Q in retail. I was never embarrassed doing any of that sort of stuff anyway. So I quite enjoyed working in retail. I got to, look, I got to interact with loads of different people. I got to lead a team of like, I don't know, 20 plus and, build relationships with people, speak to customers, sell stuff. It was exciting, look at numbers, organize people. Like, it's not, but then people look down on that sometimes, be like, oh, you work in retail. Well, so what? Who cares? I enjoy it. Like, it's fine. But no, I don't think I really get embarrassed by it. I don't really care.
No.
I think
Do you guys?
No.
no, not really.
I don't know what I even say to people, like, what do you do? And I'll go, oh.
You do need a bit of an elevator
Yeah, but
pitch
it's hard to explain what
I normally say I know we have.
I've got an online business.
No, I've got an online guitar shop. That's what I say. Even though we don't sell guitars, it's like to go into the sort of like
We sell
nuance
strings.
of it.
Yeah.
It's a bit like
Yeah.
and it's just easy. I know it's a bit of a lie, but it's just like, and then I don't even bother saying about the fulfillment or the other things or whatever.
No,
you know,
which is taking, it's quite a big part of the business.
yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah. I mean, the fulfillment has been, is sort of funds other stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I said
money
to
coming
Charlie, it's
in.
been kind of one really leans on the other.
Yeah.
On both sides. So like you say, it helps fund certain things, and also you couldn't really have fulfillment from scratch without having the warehouse, without being like
Yeah.
Or the staff
really in
or-
debt to
or-
actually
yeah,
having
yeah.
a premises, or whether buying or renting or whatever.
It's
So
like a business in a business, and I think that's have been a really, really great thing, which I think we got the idea from, like, again, listening to like James Martin and James Sinclair, sweating the asset,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah, or just like changing the model slightly to tweak it.
We've done this. We did exactly the same thing. Like without like what my dad did before.
Yeah.
wasn't enough to stand on its own 2 feet. It would never have been, and neither would Workwear Innovation have been if we had just started that. We'd have never been able to have the team we have or the amount of machines we have if we were just doing that. We wouldn't have been able to do it. Having that customer base to begin with and a cash flow, albeit like quite a tight one, gave us that kind of platform to then go and be like, right, we know we can go and finance that machine. Let's get that machine in. Let's start talking to these people, these customers we already service. We've got an in there. We know who deals with this. Let's go and speak to them. And I think without that, we wouldn't be where we are now. And it's like, that's why I'm not really don't really want to get rid of the supply stuff, because it still provides us with an opportunity to talk to people about what they do. It still gives us an in, and people still want to use us to supply some of those things. So they all complement each other.
Yeah.
I think that's good business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with your stuff, people always do need stationery in their business.
Yeah.
And most businesses do need some sort of workwear, whether it's all the team or part of the team. So, you've got two lines there where you could really reach out to nigh on any business, really.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like you say, whatever one they want.
But Abacus, the business that was doing the supplies, was in danger of just being like a jack of all and a master of fuck all.
Yeah.
And like we do printing, we do some office furniture, we do stationery, we do paper, we do some packaging, but we only do bits of all of it.
Yeah.
We don't do loads of one of them. And I think that's like when Workwear Innovation come along, it was like,
So focus on it.
it could actually just hi guys, we sell PPE now. Do you want to buy some high vis vests from us? But it needed like its own identity and its own. It needed to stand alone. And like I'm very pleased that we did make that decision in the first place, because I guess like the historical one and the easy one, and what probably quite a lot of independent dealers is what they like to call it in that industry would do, is just start selling some of those bits through the same brand name and stuff, and it just becomes like there's no authority there. You're not a master of anything, and we need to create something that we're like more of a master in, So I'm really, really glad that we did that with Workwear Innovation. That's one of the real pluses. And I think, we want it. I don't think we've talked about it loads of times, but whether or not we use that idea to like brand other things. So like at the moment we do promotional items, but we do it through the Workwear Innovation brand. So we don't kind of attract any sort of inquiries for that. It's kind of just the customers that we talk to and we highlight it to that will ask us to, you know, to produce stress balls and pens and notebooks and that sort of stuff. You know, can we create another brand? But again, like I was saying earlier, I come back to that thing is like, we haven't really like succeeded with Workwear Innovation yet. So, but we know what we're doing is we're on a good path. We're gathering more customers. We get 2, 3, 4 inquiries a week from new people who are interested in working with us. We haven't lost lots of customers, so it's not like that whole like churn. Isn't it? You know, so it's actually going in the right direction. Why don't we just focus on what we're doing, sort out our processes, rinse and repeat that process to a point where it's actually good and can stand on its own 2 feet, and then we might think of something else. I think too often as entrepreneurs you get like obsessed. James Martin says it a lot, like the new and shiny.
Yeah.
And it just takes your attention away. But you often do that, I think, before you've managed to do anything good with the one you're in. I think that's what I probably would be guilty of, is that
finishing early on that.
I've learned myself, like I've got 4 or 5 businesses, right?
Yeah.
Of all various sizes. And when I concentrate on one of them, it flourishes.
Yeah.
Right. And then but the thing is, I'll have to really focus on it, and then the others might start to fall a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, you've got so much time in your week to focus, haven't you?
I do think that, like, just, you know, again, sweating the asset and going all in on one is sort of like, especially if you haven't got like a massive team.
That's it.
That maybe you don't necessarily trust to completely grow the business. I mean, I know these other guys do, don't they? But like, you know, it's going in all lot.
Pick your right times.
Absolutely, yeah. Going in on one, I think, is really sort of like the secret sauce, really.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we don't really know what like the next one is. Like, I'm not entirely sure that, you know, throwing our eggs in one of those baskets, because like branding and clothing and stuff, we're still relatively new to. Like you said, talking like we've been producing our own for like 4 years. It's not.
Yeah.
This is very infant for us, and we're still learning. We still ask all the reps to come in and tell us all the information they can. And like, oh, you've seen us so much, like, oh, please come in and tell us.
Yeah.
Are you bored yet? No, I'm not bored. Just keep telling me, because the more you tell me, the more I can tell the customers.
Yeah.
We always say, and we don't know anything. Just keep feeding us that information. But then again, I don't know what, you know, we could produce more. We've got a bigger team now. We're talking about more space. We need to make sure that space generates us some revenue, as opposed to just a cost and an overhead. It can't be that, because it's going to pull everything down. So it's like, well, what do we put in there? What do we do? More of the same might not actually grow it, because we then got to go and find the customers. It might have to be something different in there for us to generate some new revenue to kind of offset that cost. And that's what we're thinking about at the moment. But what that right decision is,
so it's just like adding an arm to an existing business.
Yeah. No idea really. Not sure. I think like promotional items would be a good idea. Signage might be a good idea. It might be an opportunity locally for us. People still want it. People still need it. People aren't necessarily like that agile in that space, I don't think. I mean, we do some of that now, but we work alongside a few other businesses locally to kind of produce, like, to get that produced for our customers. So, but yeah, I don't know. We've got to do something.
Could you see Workwear Innovation niching at one stage? Because I know you said that's probably not possible right now. But
riches and niches.
You sort of like, we only do we only do like, I don't know,
or something.
No, I don't know, like the construction industry.
Yeah, I think there's lots of people that are fortunate enough to go into that, like, but bloody hell, like, we'd have never got off the ground if we'd have just said, look, we are a
1% of the
we just do healthcare. We just do healthcare. Yeah, healthcare's massive. Like, you land yourself like an NHS deal, then fair enough, you might be, but that's very, very difficult.
Yeah,
but
that's
then,
kind of like pipe
they
dream,
pull that.
They might pull that, and they pull the wall. It's good to have little bits of money coming from lots of different people a lot of the time. It's like I do believe that, and I think we have some really big customers which are great, and we do like get excited about some of those orders. And they help because they give us chunks.
Yeah.
But if it was all that, like, Jesus
scary,
Christ, it'd be scary.
Yeah,
if one of them goes, you're like, you can't.
Yeah.
You know, you can't carry on, and you need to, like, we do consciously think that we need to carry on diluting it with smaller orders.
Yeah.
And stuff. You definitely
same
got
with
to
us
do
with
that.
the dispatch. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we got a big client and then a couple of bigger, smaller clients. But I always say to Lee, I'd rather have 100 clients giving you $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Than
definitely
2 clients giving you 50 grand a month, you know?
You got to deal with more stuff. Don't get me wrong. You got to deal with more conversations, but it does make you feel a little bit more secure. I think.
Yeah.
It's great to have both. You definitely need both.
yeah.
I think for sure.
So have you personally, have you felt you've had to change much as you've gone through business and doing different things?
I don't know. I don't know if I've changed. I probably mellowed out a little bit. People that work with you now, like Tom and that, probably would say you're still quite like highly charged in that, and you still run around and rah, and everything's got to be done now. There's a bit of that, but I think like back in the old retail days, the guys that I worked with then would probably say that I was more that then for sure. Just quite like energetic, go getter. We're going to make this work. No, I'm not interested in that. We're doing that. This is the direction we're moving in. I'm a little less like that, I would say. Than
You seem quite positive, and I mean,
I am always-
highly charged. Highly charged sounds like a negative,
Yeah.
but I don't think you're a negative. It's more
No.
like you're enthusiastic.
Yes.
yeah, very enthusiastic. Yeah, I think so. Very much like half glass full. I think all the time. Probably
You don't
probably
need a
little bit
negative
more-
Nancy around, do you? Like,
No,
when
I
you do
don't think
that?
so. I think I do have my moments though. I do drop into that. I do have moments where you think, why the fuck am I doing all of this?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing it.
You ever thought about quitting?
Yes, but no, I don't think. Like it's like
Fleeting.
It's come up, and
Yeah.
I'll say, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But I've never had any interest in not doing it.
Yeah.
It's never.
Is that
never
just
thought-
because of outside influence? I don't know, like you're on your period one day or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Not
like
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
get
know
that a
what I
lot.
mean. Like you just have a
Yeah,
down
just-
day and just think, what the hell am I
I think
doing?
you do have. I think you do. It's very up and down.
Yeah.
Running your own business is very up and down.
Yeah.
I think you can feel like you cracked it 1 minute, and an hour later you haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I get that a lot.
That's what I said about when I sent you the questions over. Like I wanted to. There's loads of podcasts going. Oh, what ads do you run, and how
Yeah.
do you do this, and how did you do that?
None.
It's yeah. Well, I think what we sort of wanted to turn this into was like, I don't think people realise what they're getting themselves into
No, it's hard.
mentally.
It's bloody hard.
when they start a business, and that's why the stats don't lie. Like 95% of them fail or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah. I think there's that misconception of people think you work for yourself, you're loaded.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Things must be easy, mate. You work for yourself. All that money's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It couldn't be anything further from the
Oh,
truth.
yeah, yeah.
Like if I carried on working in retail, I'd be earning more money than I earn now. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
fact.
Have you ever seen James Sinclair's example of like
The coffee thing?
No, the bonsai tree.
Oh,
he
yeah,
said to
yeah,
his,
yeah,
they go, he goes, right. So
This would be profit or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you trim it, or
Yeah.
like there's like one branch left over.
Yeah, literally,
there.
it's-
And then like people go, oh, like it's a real penny drop from.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
People don't
realise
realise.
that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you turn over X million.
Yeah.
He might load.
Yeah, you tell people you turn over 2 million, they go, "Oh, he's making 2 million."
It doesn't make. I know. Oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I'd love to be. Yeah. It's.
I could barely pay for my Tesco shop, mate. You know.
Yeah. I'm literally looking at the receipt coming out of Aldi. I can't even go to Tesco. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going to Aldi and we just got a new Lidl, which we're buzzing about. So it's like, that's really exciting. But there is, things are hard. Like things are really hard, and they're made a lot harder by the current government. Let's like pack no punches. It's tough. It is really hard. It's take. There's no give and return. There's no positive feels around. They don't have a very good plan. Net zero is a load of shit. Like it's not a good time to be out there doing that. But that being said, I do think people should go out there and do it.
I think that
Because-
there's a lot of people leaving, right?
Yeah.
And I know I was talking about it earlier on, but then on the flip side of that, if everyone leaves, there's whoever's left is surely going to have like
Yeah,
a
loads
bit
of
of the
opportunity,
monopoly, loads of opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you lose 10 million people that leave. There's still going to be 60. There's still going to be 60 odd million
Yeah.
people to that might need you. There's still bags of opportunity out there.
yeah.
Whether or not I can find it, I don't know, because I can't really originate any decent ideas. That's what I always think a bit like a bit of an imposter, really. Because it's like, so when we're talking about entrepreneurship, it's like, I see that as like being like inventing or coming up with a new idea or a new project or something like really innovative. And I think that ain't me. I just put brands, I just put stickers on t-shirts and prints on t-shirts and embroider t-shirts. Like,
I think you're selling yourself short because I think being an entrepreneur is someone who goes out and does something outside the norm. And I know you're not selling something outside the norm, but you could have just stuck in B&Q,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I think...
And you're being creative.
Yeah.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fun,
yeah,
isn't
it is.
Don't ever feel like you're going to work. really, I don't
It's
think.
like I said before. It's like takes me back to when I was playing computer games. It's like complete one level, and then you try and get to the next. You know what I mean?
Do you guys feel happy with what you're doing? Just to flip the question, do you feel like you feel happy?
Yeah. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy coming to work.
Yeah, I don't dislike coming to work at all.
No.
I actually really enjoy it.
Do you ever feel like you're constantly like searching for like the next thing? Or
I did, but now I don't anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes Paul goes, I'll say something. Paul goes, because he's 4 years older than me, and he always goes, yeah. He goes, I was in your position 4 years ago.
Okay.
Like I'll hit like, I'm 40, and he would go like, yeah,
I felt like that.
Yeah.
I feel like when you've. So it's quite nice that he's a little bit ahead of me. And
Yeah,
he goes, I felt exactly like that.
Yeah,
And or
it's
like
okay.
I used to butt my head up against the wall, feeling in that way. So it's quite nice that he's.
I find sometimes like it's difficult to like celebrate successes. Like you get to a point, you're like, come on, then what? Like we've got to go again now. Like what's next?
Well, no one, because you own the business, no one says well done.
No.
No, you don't hear it. You know, no one's. When you work for someone, you do a good job, they go well done. But there's no one up there. So
No, and it's always you've always got to find. There's always that next payroll. There's always that next VAT bill. There's always that next thing. It's like, when is this?
Well, that's the thing. Like sometimes you think, oh, you know, we've done all right, and can we take the money out for ourselves? Probably not, because you don't know what the next month's going to be like or whatever.
No, because
until you build up that big buffer.
Yeah. Where's that?
yeah.
I haven't found that yet.
But I think you're right. It's like it's you know, if you didn't have VAT, God, we'd be caked.
Oh, I know.
We'd be
It's
loving
always
it.
hard to find, isn't it? Even though you know it's taken and it's there to give for that purpose. It's still like in that cash flow cycle. It still kills you every single time it comes out.
I've sorted that out. I'm like Mr. like budget.
Oh yeah,
So we
He's
take
taking
Mr.
the account.
Spreadsheet.
we take X amount a day, and I go, I know how much the wages are, I know how much
That's
vaguely the tax will be if we do the same as we did last year, or a little bit more, and I know vaguely how much the VAT is. So we do X amount
That's a
a
great
day,
idea.
and every day I'll go, right, there's whatever, 1,500 quid straight into that, and that at the end of the month I know that's paying for.
Yeah,
I don't have to
that's
find.
class.
I don't have to find it.
It's a bit like Christmas comes around, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
December comes, you go, oh fuck, I should have thought about this probably. Like put a little bit away every month. And
Yes.
then, like then you get the slap round the face of like.
Or your
somebody-
tax. Funnily enough, I don't do it for my own tax. I should do.
Don't do it.
Yeah, and I just go, oh, it's all right, it'll be all right, and then you go, oh, good, like,
Wish I'd done
January the
the same.
31st.
brown envelope comes on the door.
Done that. I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Holland would be really proud listening to that because it's probably the same thing he's been saying to me. So he would like that.
I'll tell him. I think he's
Yeah.
coming. I don't know if he's coming on or he's just
Yeah,
coming over
it's-
to chat because he's friends with Pete, who owns Happy Stride.
Yeah.
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 So he's coming down to
I've
see
been
him.
unfortunate enough to see Matt and a pair of them.
Oh,
before.
right, okay.
So, yeah.
Not a pretty sight, no.
No.
On that note,
Yeah.
Bless him.
Thank you so much for coming down.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I hope I haven't waffled too much.
no, it'd be
you,
great.
you waffled, but just about the right amount.
All right.
I'd
Thanks,
say.
mate. Appreciate that.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
up.
me. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.